Raider Nation, what's going on? You're watching the Raiders Report. Before we get into today's news and rumors, and we got a lot of injury updates, I'm also going to talk about Maxx Crosby and Derek Carr. Does anybody want to go to a free Raiders game? I think I got your attention now. If you do, all you got to do is buy a $5 ticket at chatsports.com/Raiders ticket. So every single week, I do a live watch party at Redtail, located in Resorts World in Las Vegas, and we do a free show. You can still come to that show for free, but if you want a chance to win some free Raiders tickets, whether that's week 13, week 16, week 18, go to the link that you see below, chatsports.com/Raiders tickets, buy a $5 ticket for a chance to win. All right, let's get into today's news here around Richie Incognito. What's the latest going on with this big guy? We've been talking about him, and I wish I could give you guys some good news, but according to Rich Bisaccia, Incognito suffered a setback when he was trying to get, and he was rehabbing with his calf injury, excuse me. And anytime I hear setback, I'm like, oh, Jesus, here we go again. So the plan is he will return by week 15 at the absolute earliest. What does that tell me? The Raiders have absolutely no idea when Richie Incognito is going to be coming back. The fact that he's been out since August 19th dealing with that calf strain, and it was during the Raiders and Rams joint practice. The fact that he missed 14 games last season with an Achilles. Man, this Richie Incognito thing is not getting better anytime soon, and that's what happens when you're 38 years old, you retired once, and you're 325 pounds. So here's my question, y'all. Will Richie Incognito play this season? This is probably the third or fourth time I've asked it in the last month, and the more and more I keep putting this on here, so let me know. Type P for play or type O for he's out. Will Richie Incognito play this season for the Las Vegas Raiders? The answer is the plan is yes, but I do not believe that you are going to see Incognito out on the field. And, you know, a lot of people, they really try to live up to their last name. I don't know what I got to do to live up to the name Renz, but he is absolutely living up to the name Incognito, and I don't know if it's his fault. And I've heard some people give him the comparison of Trent Brown. That's not fair. Trent Brown was just fat and lazy and didn't really want to be on the team. Incognito wants to play. He's just simply at that point in his life, in his career, Father Time's winning, and unfortunately for him, I think it's time for him to hang it up. Now, if you guys want to stay up to date with everything going on around the Las Vegas Raiders, we got you covered here. News, rumors, all season long, 100% free. Hit that big red button that says subscribe. But what also makes us different, it's easy to talk about this team during the season. It really, truly is. We're also going to give you guys videos every single day. January, February, March, April. We take no days off here because Raider Nation's the best fans in all of sports. So please subscribe, turn on those notifications. That way you don't miss a thing. So one of the things that always gets brought up with Incognito is, all right, if you don't think he's going to play, is it time to cut Richie? I'm going to go ahead and give this one 0, no Chucky heads. Tuck rule, tuck that. And the biggest reason is this. Incognito is on the IR. He isn't taking a roster spot, so there really makes no sense to decide to move on from him. Plus, if you're telling me right now I'm looking for a Raiders team that they need some leadership in that locker room, would we all agree on that? I believe so. He's a team captain, and I've heard from multiple Raiders players that a lot of the younger guys, they absolutely look up to Incognito. Does he have a cloudy past? Yes, but he seems to be a leader in this locker room, which to me is something that I value. Now, sure, you can move on from him. You could save, I believe it would be like around $500,000 now, but to have a leader in that locker room for that type of money, I believe it's 100% reason why you keep him. And right when I think John Simpson's ready to put it all together, and then he has a really, really bad game like he did this past week. So you guys let me know, because that's what this show's about. It's about the nation. Type C for cut, or why don't you go ahead and type K for keep. Should the Raiders cut Richie Incognito? I'm going to go ahead and type my K for keep, but it's, I don't really care what you guys a lot of times don't care what I have to say. It's more about what you have to say. C for cut, K for keep. Let's go to the next player that we're going to talk about here in terms of an injury update. Jalen Richard. Now, he left week 10 up against the Chiefs Sunday Night Football with a ribs injury. Now, luckily for him, he was able to walk off the field on his own power, and right as it stands right now, I know the Raiders are a little bit unsure whether or not he is going to play with the Bengals. I'm going to try to get on the phone with one of my buddies who's a good friend with Richard to see how he's feeling. The fact that he went on his Instagram live and he seemed to be in good spirits, it at least has me hopeful that he has a chance to play against Cincinnati. Now, he only touched the ball one time this past week, so we'll see what happens going forward. I do expect to see a little bit heavier dosage of Josh Jacobs and a little bit heavier dosage of Kenyon Drake. Now, we had an absolute sellout this past week at Red Tail. Man, I had so much fun, met up with so many different Raider fans. I'm going to be posting some videos and pictures on my IG and on my Twitter. If you want to come to my watch party this weekend, which I highly encourage you to do so, it's 100% free to do. So all you got to do, show up to Red Tail. Show up to Red Tail, walk in, get some food, get some drinks, have a good time. Now, if you want to be entered in a chance to win some free Raiders tickets, all you got to do is buy a $5 ticket at the link that you see below, chatsports.com/Raiders tickets. So if 100 people buy it, if 5 people buy this ticket, you're going to be entered for a chance to win. And you actually get to pick the game that you want to go to. So you have a chance to either win tickets to the Washington game Week 13, the Broncos game Week 16, or the Chargers game Week 18. That's up for you to decide. All you got to do is go to chatsports.com/Raiders tickets, buy a $5 ticket, and then you're entered to win. Now, if you don't win, I'm sorry, but hey, you can still hang out with me, the entire Black Hole group, with our pregame and our party. Oh, and producer Sam back there. Come join us at Red Tail, where we're doing a lot of fun parties. We're having a good time, again, for every single Raiders home game. But hey, man, go ahead, enter for a chance to win some Raiders tickets. All right, guys, coming up right now, we got some Raiders roster moves that happened yesterday. And, you know, obviously we take a lot of pride in being able to keep you guys up to date around here. So even though they're minor moves, I do still want to be able to walk you through them. Now, the Raiders, they sign Sutton Smith to the practice squad, and the reason here is this, because Alec Ingle tore his ACL. Unfortunately for him, prayers up to 45, hopefully for a speedy recovery. But the Raiders are a team that uses the fullback position. That's why Sutton Smith was signed. What about Ha Clinton-Dix? He went back to the Raiders practice squad after being promoted. Him and Patrick Onwuasor, who was playing some linebacker. I personally want to see a little bit more out of Clinton-Dix because, let's face it, I don't know why. I mean, yeah, Jonathan Abram was just like a no-show, just like what happened to me right there. I want to see more out of those players. Gerald McCoy reverted to the IR from suspension by the commissioner list. That's something to just keep you guys up to date. And then the final move here was this. Gary Jennings, he was released from the Raiders practice squad. A receiver, didn't really add too much value personally in my opinion, but again, want to be able to keep you guys up to date here with everything going on around the Raiders. Now, probably one of my favorite things to do here is talk about top trending rumors. So one of the things that I do, and when you guys see rumor source and some of the stuff that's about to come up, you can see who creates these rumors, and then I give you my 2 cents on them. Like the first one coming up here is around Maxx Crosby. Is he the best pass rusher in the National Football League? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give this one 2 no Chucky heads, and people are absolutely starting to talk about it because when I see some of these stories out there like PFF, man, they've been hyping up Maxx for a very long time. Right now, he is actually the highest rated edge rusher with a 92.3 overall grade. So wait, why is it only 2 Chucky heads, or why is it 2 no Chucky heads? Well, I do think one of the biggest things of being the best pass rusher is actually being able to get at the quarterback. So right now he's tied for 28th in the league in sacks with 5, though. Probably should have 8 or 9 sacks the amount of times this man was held up against the Chiefs, but I don't even want to go down that path. He does have the most quarterback pressures in the league this season with 63, but my man has been able to do it on every single facet. Run game, pass rush, heck, even when he's had to drop back into coverage, he's played hella well. 26 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 5 sacks, 22 quarterback hits. But when you talk about the pressures, 63. If you want to know how impressive 63 quarterback pressures is, there isn't another player in the NFL, okay? Not another player in the NFL that has more than 50. That's how much further along Maxx Crosby is, and that's how great that this young man has been. So what I want you guys to do is show some love to Mad Max. Type 98 down there in the comments. I want to see this 98 times. I want to see it 980 times because with all the crap that's gone on with the Raiders over the last 2-3 years, with everything that's gone on in the draft, the one player who I really truly believe is going to be a Raider for life, one player who I really truly believe will always be in silver and black, it is Mad Max, and that's the type of dude that you build a team around. So shout out to him, type 98. Let's go to the next story here. We're going to talk about, of course, we got to talk about the quarterback. Derek Carr wore the jersey for a reason. Derek Carr is not a top 10 quarterback at this current juncture. I know what I said last week. He was top 10. 2 weeks ago, I said he's playing top 5. You have to realize, though, without Henry Ruggs, he has not played like a top 10 quarterback. So I'm going to go ahead and give this one 3 no Chucky heads. The reason why it isn't 4 is because I really, truly believe if Carr still had Ruggs, we wouldn't really be talking about this. But, here we are in this situation. Different head coach, a lot of drama, but back-to-back pretty bad games for DC. I thought Week 9 up against the Giants was his worst game of his entire season. Week 10 wasn't all that great either, though I am going to put some blame on Greg Olsen because for whatever reason, since coming out of that bye, I think the Raiders' offensive game plan has been a big old... it's been bad. It's been vanilla. It's been boring. I don't know what the hell's going on. But what we're talking about here is Mercury News, and Jerry McDonald, he went ahead and he tried to rank all these quarterbacks, and he had DC ranked at number 14. So what I wanted to be able to do here is walk you through Mercury News, Jerry McDonald's quarterback ranks. Top 5, I don't really have too many problems with it. Dak to me was a little bit high in this list for my personal take, but when you really look at the rankings, it's so knee-jerk. Like Josh Allen last week was ranked number 12, beats the Jets, and now he's number 4, so I don't really know how that works. 6 through 10, Tom Brady, Kyler Murray, Justin Herbert, Kirk Cousins, Ryan Tannehill. I actually couldn't really believe Cousins being this high, and then I went back and I'm starting to look at some of his numbers. Cousins secretly is actually having a pretty damn good year. Now here's where I have some problems. I understand that Mac Jones is having a good season as a rookie, but this Patriots offense is also being set up for him not to fail, and there's no way anybody out there can honestly say that Mac Jones is a better quarterback than Derek Carr right now. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. I'm going to disagree with you. I bet you Nelson Aguilar would disagree as well. So for him to be at 14, I did think was a little bit low, but what do you guys have to say? We got 840 people watching this bad boy. Where would you rank Derek Carr among NFL quarterbacks right now through 10 weeks of the season? I'm not saying, what he did 6 years ago, what he did 8 years ago. I'm talking about a 10-week sample size for this season alone. Where would you rank Derek Carr among all NFL quarterbacks? I'm going to go ahead and throw him at 13 for the simple reason I can't put him above Stafford. I'm not going to put him above Russell Wilson. But Mitch, Russell Wilson's been injured. Russell Wilson's still a better quarterback than DC. And I really do believe that Carr has been given the short end of the stick, unfortunately, for the season. And that's something that he's going to have to deal with. Do I think that Carr's the reason why we've lost 2 games in a row? No. DC doesn't play defense. He's not the one that gave up over 516 total yards, but he is a top trending topic, which is why we're going to talk about it here on the Raiders Report. All right, guys, the last story that we're going to go over here is the Raiders making the NFL playoffs. And oh, man, this one absolutely breaks my heart, and I'm going to give it only 1 no Chucky head. I'm going to say it's a small shred of truth. A few weeks ago, the Raiders were 3-0, and when a team starts 3-0, they have a 76.5% chance of making the playoffs. Well, now we're sitting here 5-4, and when you look at the NFL AFC playoff picture, the Raiders aren't even in the picture anymore. Well, what's kind of interesting about this is 2 weeks ago, the number 1 seed was the Cincinnati Bengals. The number 2 seed was the Las Vegas Raiders, and here we are, Week 11, and wouldn't you know it, the Raiders and the Bengals are going up against each other at Allegiant Stadium. Cincinnati is a 1-point favorite. The over-under in this game is set at 49 points, and remember, I'm going to be doing a live watch party at Red Tail in Resorts World, so please come on down. If you want free tickets to a future Raiders game, go to chatsports.com/Raiders tickets. So what do you guys think here? Will the Raiders make the playoffs? Y for yes, or want you to go ahead and type N for no. I want to be able to sit here and say yes, 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 yes. But I also predicted the Raiders to beat the Giants. I predicted the Raiders to beat the Chiefs. And, well, we're kind of sitting here in this purgatory type of situation. This is an absolute must-win game. And if they win this game, I believe that they're back in the playoff hunt. It's a long season to go. But Y for yes, N for no. Will the Raiders make the playoffs?